Merry Christmas to all of my comic and pop culture collecting fans. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. And we are continuing the list with part 3. This is issue 51 up to 75 of my top 100 9.8 slabs that you can get at 100 or less. Let's kick it off with X-Force number 2. It's the first appearance of Kane, but it's also the second appearance of Deadpool, and he's on the cover. $70 book, making that a pretty smart buy. How about Spawn number 2? First appearance of Clown. I did not expect to see that on the 100 or less list, but it's actually like an $80 book. So I know a lot of people like collecting those first 10 issues. That's one you just gotta have. How about JLA 26? Might veer into the underrated here just a little bit. It's the first appearance of Jakeem Thunder. And would you know it, it's only $90. I think that makes that a good buy at 100 or less. How about Uncanny X-Men 275? People consider this to be a classic cover, classic story. I'm not really an X-Men guy, so I can't really comment to it, but the statistics don't lie, and it's about a $100 book. Solid pickup. How about Brightest Day, issue number 4? It's the first appearance of Jackson Hyde, the new Aqualad, basically. $90. Just $90 for that one. No kidding. Next up, we have Spider-Geddon 0, and I just saw that this book just got a little bit more attention, but it's the first Spider-Man video game in comics, and it is $90. I think that is a really good buy. Spider-Man fans probably want to grab that one. Flash, issue 142, is the marriage of Wally West and Linda Park, and it's just $60. No kidding. How about X Factor number 1? First appearance of Cameron Hodge. A nice, solid number 1 there. And this book is down to about 100. I do see sales for 110, 120, but if you're patient, you could stick it out and maybe in an auction get it for that 100. Joker number 2. There's a lot of variants, but I'm just going to talk about cover A. It's the first appearance of Vengeance, which is Bane's daughter. And that is all the way down to being a $50 book. Very, very affordable. That is an easy entry-level book for a cool Batman villain character right there. How about Darker Image number 1, which is the first appearance of Max, but there's also a couple first appearances in there too. That's an $80 book, which is funny because I remember when that book was like 130, 140. So that's a really good time to buy that, and a great historical one from the 90s. Batman 21, first appearance of Duke Thomas, very affordable, $60. And frankly, sometimes you can find them even less, but I think 60 is the kind of the fair market value on that one. First Duke Thomas, not the best cover though. Maybe that's why it's so low. Shuri, number 1. It's her first solo series, and that's actually a pretty recent book. $75. You can get the first solo series of Shuri, number 1. I think it is a minor key as well, but that's a good buy. Back to Batman with Batman issue 28, also from that new 52 line, is the first appearance of Harper Row as Bluebird, member of the Bat family. $65 you can get this one. Pretty crazy that you can get a first appearance of a character like that for under 100. But hey, how about Hulk 377, the first Professor Hulk? Now this is another one of those ones that sits around the 110, 120, but I've seen sales go for 100, so you just got to be a little bit patient. You might be able to get this really iconic book for just $100. Final Crisis number 7. It's the first appearance of Calvin Ellis, and that is actually just an $85 book. Nice book there. Not too many out there on the census, so you might not see it an overwhelming amount, but it is a good one to buy when you do. Next up, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 1. This is the first cameo of Cindy Moon, and this is all the way down to being like a $55, $60 book. So you can get a nice little key there for just $60. Spider-Man fans rejoicing about these prices coming down. How about Green Lantern 50? Never thought I'd see this one at 100 or less, but it is $100. It's the first appearance of Parallax and Kyle Rayner becoming Green Lantern. Big boy book for Green Lantern collections, and usually you like to get 49, 48 with it, but start off with this one because it's $100. Spider-Man 24. It's not the first appearance of Doppelganger, but it's his second appearance, and he is on the cover, so it's his first cover appearance. First Doppelganger on the cover, $75. I know Gem Mint from Gem Mint Collectibles is obsessed with this cover. He actually has a wooden creation on his wall at home, which is pretty sweet. Superman 82. I prefer the chrome version, so we're going to talk about that one. Also, it's one of my favorite comic books ever. This is the epic battle, final confrontation of Superman and Cyborg Superman. And they battle it out, and it's the scale of epicness. It's just unfathomable. Great book. I recommend you pick it up, but also pick up a raw so you can read it too. That's a must. $100. Amazing Spider-Man number 9. It's the second appearance of Spider-Gwen and several first appearances. Now, something interesting is happening with this book. When I wrote this list, which was a couple days ago, this was like a $90 book. Because of the new Spider-Verse movie, this book is starting to climb. So maybe it won't be $100 anymore, but for right now, you could still squeak it in for $100. DC's 52, issue 11. It's the first appearance of Batwoman. Kate Kane becomes Batwoman, and it's $55. Jeez. That one has always blown my mind. I don't know how some of these are $100, but that one's like a $50. That's crazy to me. How about Thor, issue 339? It's the first appearance of Stormbreaker, and it's another one that likes to dangle over 100 at around 115, but you can totally get that for 100 if you're careful. I have seen the recent sales do it, so you can too, with a little patience. Batman 608. It's the start of the Hush arc. Gorgeous Jim Lee cover. This is a must-have for Batman collectors, but it looks really good on anyone's wall, even if you're a Marvel guy. It goes for $80. Savage Dragon number 1. It's the first appearance of Savage Dragon, and it's climbed all the way to being a $60 9.8, which is surprising in a good way. It makes that a nice, affordable buy and a solid Image 90s book. The last one I'm going to give you here is Action Comics 689. It is an $80 9.8. It is the resurrection of Superman, and it's the first appearance of the black suit after he comes back. Awesome book. Surprised to see it under 100. Thought I'd put it on here as an affordable buy. Join me next video because we're going to end with part 4. That's issue 76 all the way to 100 of the affordable 9.8 slabs. Let me know down in the comments what of these you have. What did I miss? Maybe it'll be in the next video. You don't know. Like and subscribe on your way out and keep on hunting.